Hello and welcome back guys to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about Fire Torrent. So the skill I have is Fire Torrent, and we're gonna talk about why you see the damage is so low, but it does a lot more damage if it was to be the same level as Fireball or Awaken as Fireball. So the runes I have, I'm running non-crit. I am running is Mana Storm, Persistence, Harmony, Multi-shot, additional fire damage with the Ignite Explosion. Reason why for Ignite Explosion is for the burn damage amplification. So because Fireball always proc burn, this will do more damage, about a lot more. This rune is good with crit build. So if you're running crit build Fire Torrent Fireball, this will be the best and will do much more damage. Now here's us explaining of how this skill works. So in order for the skill to work, you need to max 8 stages. You need to channel the skill, press down the button, channel the skill for 8 stages. When it's at 8 stages, it will release that amount of projectile to the enemy, and this is good for single target. It is not good for mapping. I don't suggest using it for mapping. It's good for Puro, killing goblins. It's good for bosses and accumulating a lot of damage. So as you can see, the projectile count will go down. Now if I put multi-shot, it will go up. Now if multi-shot was parallel was awakened, it would give the same thing as parallel multi-shot. It would give 2 additional, so that'll be 4. Now that will go to 10. If I were to awaken, this will go to additional 2 more, which is I prefer at awaken. Sorry, at legendary you get 1 more count. See, rare is at 1, legendary at 2, right? And then at the Verity, you get additional 1 more. So that's additional 2 more. So that'll be 12, 10, 10, 10 projectile plus projectile damage. I prefer that, but some people prefer Source. Um, for the damage attack cycle per stages. But to me, if you are running crit, then you can run this one. It gives you burn chance, but if you're running ignite explosion, it's so much more damage than this one. So you don't need this anymore, right? Um, then the best one with ignite explosion rune would be Verity for the additional projectile and projectile damage. Okay, so that's that. So right now we can look at how the skill work. So in order for this to work, you must be away from enemies, away from the ranges. So you want to stack it up. That's why it's recommended to be in the boss room. Stack it up before you fight the boss. Stack it up, and then you will walk to it, and it will fight for you. In order for stacking it up, you must hold on to the button to channel the skill. Okay, so you see how it keeps going. Every stage is decreased every 2 seconds. Each stage does 12 projectile. Okay, or whatever the amount projectile you have maximized. So let's see how this work again. Now with ignite explosion, what you want is you want to burn the enemy first, and then as you fight and doing fireball and it burns the enemy, the damage of fire torrent will increase. Now this is great when you do bosses, because during that 8 stages, you do an additional damage on top of the fireball damage and condensed fire or whatever you're linking the fireball to. So it is best to do this build, and it's best to run ignite explosion with fire torrent if you're doing crit. You can also do fire torrent non-crit like me, where you can still use the 20% the damage amplification against burn enemy, which is huge, right? So we can take a look at that. So here you can take a look at the skill. Do you want the base damage to be higher? Don't worry about the cast speed. It does not affect it at all. So if you're running crit, you want more crit and crit rate, or crit damage, crit chance, and crit damage. Uh, the base damage, if this base damage would be higher, imagine this will be like say a million. If this would be a million, imagine 12 times a million every single stages. That's a lot of damage accumulating. Okay, um, but fire torrent it's really low damage because they did this so that it doesn't make the skill too overpower. At the fire damage, the base is pretty low compared to fireball. As you can see, 500%, 800. This is lower, so you won't even if you get to 1 million, that's still a lot of damage compared to fireball alone itself, right? Um, because this does not require cast speed at all. Okay, so the more you stack, the more projectile, the better, right? Max 6 8 stack, you get in there, you fight, and you give enemy burns at the same time. It does more damage. See, it accumulates over more damage, and it spreads out the damage. If this was a single target, it will be so much stronger. Cause it would take all of the 12. If if all of the 12 projectile every stages. If this was many enemies and not single target, the projectile would spread out into enemies. Um, see if we can do like this group. So you see how it only do the one that's closest to you, so it doesn't do anything with the back row, right? We can see that. So it is best for boss fighting, okay, and for goblins, of course. It will burn goblins down in like a second, okay, because you keep hitting goblins 12 times every second, every 2 seconds, right? So this is how this skill works. So a lot of people have been asking about this skill, why people run it with fireball, and this is the best skill to run with fireball, okay? If you are running ignite explosion, ignition explosion. Sorry, excuse me, ignition explosion. Okay. If you guys have any questions, please leave in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and more videos coming out.